Hello guys, Dream Jake here again, bringing you some M12 Swiss because, well, I think quantity over quality is the YouTube way. Here we've got a fairly nice pack, although the rare is nothing exciting. Notables are 3 great red cards in Chandra's Outrage, Gorehorn Minotaurs, and Fireball. There's also some decent black with the Vampire Outcasts, and if you wanted to go white, there's an Assault Griffin. So, all in all, good stuff. I think my pick here is the Fireball. I don't know that I'm going to be red, seeing as I'm passing 2 fantastic red cards, but I will always be happy to splash a Fireball, no matter what. Plus, I think it's probably the strongest card in the pack, although the Minotaurs can very well just dominate a game, so maybe that's not entirely true, but yep, Fireball. Alright, this one also has got some good stuff. So I've passed a bit more good red, although not as exciting in Shock. There's also the Merfolk Looter in blue, and in white we have Gideon's Avenger, who is quite strong. There's also Atlanta War Elves in green, but I don't think I would put that on the same power level as the Looter or the Avenger. I believe the strongest card is probably the Avenger, although the Looter definitely comes close. The question is, do I want to play red-white? I think the last time I tried that, it was not a good time. The other option is take the Looter, go red-blue, or take a Shock and just not pick another color, but I'm not interested in doing that. I think red-blue is a stronger color choice, but Gideon's Avenger seems like just a much more powerful card in general, so I'll grab him and see what happens. Plus, there was not strong white in that first pack that I passed, which is good. Okay, well, not much red here, but we have a Timely Reinforcements, which is quite nice. There's also a Guardian's Pledge, which will probably wheel, and I could get that going, possibly. There's also, actually there's not much, to be honest. There's some mediocre white creatures in the Griffin and the Oromancer. There's a Plummet, there's a Phantasmal Bear, which is quite good. If I'd taken the Looter, I would definitely follow that up with the Phantasmal Bear right here and be quite happy with that. But I'm doing the white thing, so I'll pick Timely Reinforcements. Okay, this pack, not so exciting. We got Arachnus Web foil, huh? I suppose that's the best card here. There's a Peregrine Griffin, which is okay. There's a Manic Vandal, fine side deck card. Rites of Flourishing I don't think is very good, at least in draft anyway. Trollhide and Arachnus Web are both fine in green, and I'm not exactly committed to red. I mean, splashing a Fireball and playing green is fine. With that in mind, I might very well pick up a green card here. I don't think I'm too excited about a Peregrine Griffin or a Manic Vandal. I think I'll just grab that Arachnus Web and see what happens there. If I end up desperate for the Griffin, then I'll kick myself later, but I think I can live with that. Okay, so white's clearly open, which is good. Green also appears to be fairly open here. I think I'll just continue cutting the white and declare that my color, although I would definitely like to have a Giant Spider or Atlanta War Elves. So I think I'll grab the... should I take the Elite Vanguard or the Stormfront Pegasus? I believe the Pegasus might be better here. I don't know, I feel like everyone's playing 1 and 2 drops that'll trade with the Vanguard himself. No, I'll take the Vanguard. I'll go for a more aggressive bent here. And okay, we have Oromancer, Armored Warhorse in white, Titanic Growth Hunters in Titan green. Not especially exciting. Goblin Arsonist is okay in red, but I don't think I'm too committed to red, and I haven't seen much good red go around. I think my pick here is probably just the Warhorse. Continue with, just see if I can go mostly white, maybe pick up a few of those +2/+2 to all your white creatures. I don't like playing Titanic Growth or Hunter's Insight. Although I guess Hunter's Insight wouldn't be terrible at this point. I don't know what this deck's going to look like, but I'll just grab a solid 2-drop. See how that goes. Okay. So it looks like I'm going to get either a mediocre red creature or a mediocre green creature. Although Lurking Crocodile is certainly not mediocre against blue. Against blue he's fantastic. Against everything else he's fairly mediocre. The other options are Goblin Tunneler or Goblin Piker. I don't think red is going to pan out as well as green. Plus, I don't think I'll have trouble picking up random 2-drops. Yeah, I'll just take the Crocodile there. Okay. We've got Elixir, which I pretty much always pass. Greater Basilisk, Divine Favor, Bonebreaker Giant. There's also a Divination, which says, I guess blue's not as popular as I would assume it would be. But I think, given that I have a lot of good early creatures and am leaning more towards white-green, I'll grab the Basilisk. And an in-color dual land makes me happy. Although there's a Naturalize that I wouldn't mind having. Okay, a lot of unexciting things here. Demystify is a decent sideboard card, I guess. Tectonic Rift can be good. The LD plus their guys can't block unless they have flying is kind of nice. But I think I'd rather have protection against enchantments. I think there's more powerful enchantments than possibly doing that. And I get my +2/+2 to all white creature spell. Okay. Sounds good. And then we have Circle of Flame, which I don't believe is good. So let's take this Rites of Flourishing, I guess. I don't know. Foil Mountain, huh? Cool. Flight or Plains. I think Plains will definitely make this deck. 2 of them, alright. So let's hide some basic lands. Let's hide this Demystify. We open a blue bombish creature, huh? Crud. Oh, wait, no, there's an Incinerate. I'm happy. Okay, good. So there's the Digen of Wishes, which is a problem. Hopefully we'll pick up a plummet or 2 along the way and feel a little better about it. Meanwhile, there's an Incinerate for us and not a whole lot else. So this pick seems fairly straightforward. Alright, what do we got? Storm from Pegasus seems to very well fit the aggressive white plan. Arachnus Web is nice, and Celestial Purge is a great side deck card. I think I'll just be taking the Pegasus, though I would not mind having either of these 2 guys. Or I suppose a Lurking Crocodile for the sideboard wouldn't be out of place either. Call of the Grave, huh? That's a relatively powerful enchantment. Okay. There's the Gorehorn Minotaurs, which makes me wish I was a little more into red right now. Am I actually committed to green in any way? Not entirely. I could just end up red-white aggro here. I mean, I have an Arachnus Web, a Lurking Crocodile, and a Greater Basilisk. I don't know why I didn't hide Rites of Flourishing. No, I don't think I am committed to green. I think I'll pick up the Minotaurs here over the Arbalest Elite. They're pretty strong. They're ridiculously strong, actually. 5/5 for 4 is some good. Alright. Well, with that in mind, we now have access to a Griffin Sentinel, a Spirit Mantle, and a Plummet. I think Spirit Mantle is the strongest of these cards. Although you don't want to generally play enchantments against white or blue because they can bounce or pacify your creature, but I think Spirit Mantle is strong enough to make it worth the risk. The whole unblockable +1/+1 thing is pretty good. What do we got here? Well, we've got some decent red stuff. I think if I'm going to do the whole red-white aggro thing, I would certainly want a Goblin and Pikers. There was also a Goblin Grenade early on that might come back, and Combust would be nice for the sideboard, but I don't think I'm going to be taking it right now. There's that Goblin Grenade if I want it. Or I can take a Benelish Veteran. And I do think I want to go with fairly heavy white creatures and try out Guardian's Pledge, because I've never done that before. Or I could take Goblin Grenade and try to pick up some more goblins. Let's see how my curve is. If I hide green for now, it looks like I've got at least one fairly strong 3-drop, and I've only got one goblin so far. I'm going to take a chance going for the Goblin Grenade and see if I can put the preference on getting some goblins. Well, let's see. Fling, Plummet, Naturalize, World Slayer, and Reassembling Skeleton, who I think is a higher pick than this, but I love him oh so much. Alright, I'm happy to take a Fling. Oh wow, a Stormblood Berserker. Alright. Well, that's a lucky break right here. What's this, 7th pick? Jesus. No, 8th. Wow. And fortune smiles upon me. Well, that just made everything better, huh? Okay. I guess the things I could take here are Goblin Warpaint, Elixir of Immortality, perhaps. Autumn's Veil, I guess, if I was going to sideboard into some green. I do have the dual land. I suppose the Warpaint is the strongest of these. Depending, I think I would probably sideboard it, and if I see that they're playing colors I can safely use it against, I'll go for it. Celestial Purge, strong side deck card, I'll take that. I don't care for what is that card? Slaughter Cry all that much. There's Mind Rot, Demystify. I'll take a Combust for the board. I feel like I've got a lot of strong sideboard cards at this point. And I got another Goblin, which makes me happy. I think actually I don't have a Taste of Blood yet. Like in all the drafts I've done, I've always passed this card as just being awful. And I stand by that. Thick Forest, sure.